Hey guys, Luis Trevino here again, CEO of Everable and Elite Med Spa Growth Practice Specialist. In my last video, I talked about some of the mistakes that med spas were making today that is costing them money, causing them to lose out on patients, and causing them to lose out against their competition. And so basically talking about the top mistakes that med spa owners are making today, right? And I talk about now looking at the bigger picture. So it's one of the big problems right now. But I wanted to talk about another point today, and that is not having predictable systems to grow on demand. And so I want to say that you need 3 systems right now to really kind of help set you in the right position so you can really start to grow, right? Number 1 is your marketing automation system. You need to have, and I talked about this in my last video, you need to have the right systems in place. You need to map out your entire customer journey, and then once you do, you need to have a client relationship management system along with the marketing automation piece, and really map out what interactions need to happen at every single stage in that process, right? Once you know that, create the sequences and the automation so that you can have maximum efficiency in your practice, right? I set an example that when somebody becomes a patient, you obviously want them to come back a month or 3 later, right? So create an automation, a system, so that you can automate that process. Send them an email, send them a text message a few months later with some promotion, or just encouraging them to come back in to take some before and after pictures, or to write a review for you, etc. All of those are automations, and that's going to give you, number 1, the correct foundation for you to start growing on demand. Number 2 is you need to have a patient acquisition system. So we looked at the back end, which is the marketing automation. You need to have the front end, right? So what type of campaigns, what are you doing on an advertising marketing end so that you can actually get more patients through the door, right? If you want to dominate your market, if you want to really kind of be more profitable, then you need to go out and start doing a lot more prospecting, positioning, and ultimately selling, right? You want to get more people through the door, and so you can do that. Now, what systems do you have in place so you can do that on a predictable basis? Now, what we do with our clients is that we want to build out an entire pipeline, and we want to know your numbers. A lot of practices do not know their numbers, and it's costing them a lot of money. What do I mean by that? How much is it costing you to generate a lead? How much is it costing you to generate an appointment? How much is it costing you to generate a new patient, right? What is your cost of patient acquisition? How much do you need to spend on advertising so that you can acquire a new patient? Listen, once you know what these numbers are, growing a business is amazing, right? Like, this is how you grow your business on demand, right? When you know how much you need to spend in advertising so that you can get a client, then that's when you can really start putting in money so you can start scaling your system. But a lot of people just do not know, or they don't have that type of system in place. So that's something that we do for our clients. That's number 2. Number 3 is that you want to have a patient database reactivation system. Once somebody buys, how can you increase the lifetime customer value of that patient, right? How can you get them to come back in and buy more? Well, I gave you an example earlier with your marketing automation tools that once they come in, if they haven't come in a while, send them an email, send them a text message, give them a phone call, automate those systems, right? Get them to come back in, have events. How many events are you having on a yearly basis? What type of services are you promoting? How are you cross-selling and upselling? Now, obviously having those automations are one thing, but when they come into your practice, what type of information are you giving them so that you can expose them to the other services that you offer, right? A lot of practices are not doing that. Something that I recommend is implementing a cosmetic interest form. When they get there, when they're waiting around, have them fill out a form that will not, are you interested in Botox? No, right? But asking them like about their situation, about the current challenges that they're facing right now. For example, have you started to see more wrinkles on your face, in the last year or so? Questions like that they can start to answer yes or no to. But then once you have that consultation with them, right, you can actually present some of these other opportunities to really help them with their problems, right? And so now it doesn't always have to be in the consultation. I know sometimes the consultations can be time constricted, but then now you know that this person has issues with wrinkles. So there will be a great patient for injectables, fillers, all that stuff, right? So what do? enter them into an automation that educates them on your services for Botox fillers, all that stuff, right? It makes perfect sense. So again, if you want to have a predictable system and you want to grow on demand, you need to have three things. You need to have one, your marketing automation system. You need to have a patient acquisition system, and you need to invest in having a patient database reactivation system. So those are the three things. This is what we do for our clients. We have our practice growth engine system, and this is what we do. We sit down with our clients, talk to them about what their customer journey is, map out foundation systems and staff to really help them grow and take them to that next level. So if you have questions about that, if you want to learn more, reach out. If you have questions just about anything else, right? You need advice for what some of our other clients are doing to really grow and scale, reach out to us. I want to be making more videos. All right, thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.